Hello everyone, welcome to SlipjointSawyer. Today we're doing something a little bit different again. A couple of the UK knife guys got together and decided they wanted to start up a travelling knife. So this originally came to fruition from Martin over at Steel City Knives, so he's decided to do the first knife. We're going to be taking a look at the Otter Classic MS knife today. So it comes in this nice sort of canvas bag. You can see you've got the Otter logo on the front there. Not really nice drawstring bag. Open that up and you can see inside we have a little bit of blurb from Otter themselves, bit how to look after carbon steel, how to look after their rust-proof steel, and things about folding knives and how you clean them out. You can see you've got three sort of linked companies there. You've got Otter, Rottweild and Mercator, all pretty much the same company, just they do different bits to it for each other's knives. And on the back of that you just have that in, I believe, what we got in German, yeah. Along with that, they send along a nice little cleaning cloth with the Otter logo on. Not a microfiber, just a really nice sort of high quality cotton cloth. Really good for cleaning knives, that sort of thing. And then the knife comes wrapped in this sort of brown paper. So here is the knife. Let me just get rid of this stuff for a second. So here it is. This is the Otter Classic MS. It does have these really beautiful oak handles on here, or scales. See the grain in there. Really nice deep grain. Really smooth as well. It's been hafted really well. There's no sharp corners, nothing to sort of catch your finger on. Sort of really well done. See, back springs pretty much perfect. Maybe if you want to be really picky, there's like the tiniest little gap here, but apart from that, nothing else. So you can see we have a brass pin construction and a really nice brass bolster there, like a brushed finish on that, and you can see that's already starting to take a nice patina. You can see you have brass liners as well, and in the middle of that you do have the steel spring. And then on the reverse side as well, you can just see how really nice that wood grain is. There's just something about oak wood. That grain is just beautiful. Again, transitions, pins, all really smooth and flush. Something you'd really expect from like a high quality German knife. Comes with this sort of leather lanyard, and I did watch Martin's video and I do know it came a lot longer than this. He's obviously cut it down to make it a bit more of a manageable size, but I believe it was quite a length, and it doesn't really make sense being it that long. It wasn't long enough to hang around your neck, and it was too short to sort of do anything else with. So he's cut it down to this, put this nice little knot on the end. I believe that's like diamond knot or snake knot. I'm not too sure what it's called. It's got this sort of nice brass oval on here. It's like a sort of acts like a little bead, and then you can see there the lanyard tube. And something he did pick out in his video, something I've noticed as well, is you can see they look like they've sort of over drilled this side and they've sort of filled it with some material in there. But again, that's really picky. And to be honest, when you're looking at the knife, you can't really see that. And probably if I hadn't mentioned it, you wouldn't have noticed either. So this does have stainless steel, as I mentioned, and the steel is 1.4034. And they're advertising this as being an 80mm blade, so 8 centimeters. Maybe if they take into consideration the tang as well, but I don't think it's that sort of length. But we'll take a look at some specs in a minute. You can see you've got the Ross Fry Sologen, as this is a knife made in Sologen, Germany, handmade by Otter. And you can see their logo nicely etched in on the blade there. We do have a really clean nail neck. And no sort of swedging or anything, it's just a nice, simple, straight to the point classic knife. Do have some really nice grind lines on there as well. Got the edge on this. Obviously, it's a really thin blade, so you don't need to have like a really sharp angle for this. You can see there's a reasonable edge on there. Probably if it was my own, I might sort of re-profile that, as I prefer to have a bit of a, a steeper sort of angle. You can see it's very, very lightly ground here towards the tip by the sharpening choil. On the reverse side, much better on this side. You can see it's pretty much uniform all the way along. And even though it is quite shallow, the grind is really sharp. It's like a little pocket razor. No half stop on this, just a straight round cam tang. And what I will say about the pull, it's definitely about an 8 pull, maybe 8.5. Really sort of strong pull, nice firm lock up. Wouldn't be concerned about this closing on you at all. It is really strong, the back spring. Can get a four finger grip on this, and if you want to choke up to that sort of ricasso there, you can. Still comfortable, and you can have full control over the blade. So we'll take a look at some specs. So we have a closed length, what have we got here, of 1, 2, 3, about 3 3/4 inches we're looking at there. 1, 2, 3, 3 3/4 inches, which sort of works out about 95 millimeters. And we look at the blade length. So we're looking at the blade length here of 1, 2. So it's sort of under that 3-inch. So I believe that the 3-inch for me being sort of 77 millimeters, and they're advertising it as 80 millimeters. For me, that I think that might be wrong on their website. Is it's definitely under 3 inches. You've got and that's including the tang. If you take it back to the cutting edge, we're only looking at a 1, 2, just over 2.5 inch cutting edge. So it's definitely a UK legal knife, and legal in many other countries around the world. That some countries, they have to have the 2-hand opening, or some have to have blade length restrictions like we do here in the UK. But then we've got a total open length of, what are we looking at? We'll just line that up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 inches. And then if you want to include that lanyard on there now as well, it becomes 8.5, but wouldn't really include that in the length. Overall, really impressed with this knife. It's a really nice design. It's definitely one that I know Martin will enjoy. Even for myself, the wood is just something I would love to have on a knife. Definitely gonna have to look into Otter. I didn't actually own any in my collection, and I feel like it's sort of an avenue I'd like to explore, especially if they're gonna be doing this sort of build quality. And I think it's a really reasonable price as well. I think they're on sale on the Otter website for around 70 euros, 70 to 80 euros. And I do think that's a really reasonable price for the amount of craftsmanship, and it is handmade. I just think that's an absolute bargain for that sort of thing. So there we go, guys. That's my review of the Otter Classic MS. This will be passed over to another channel in the UK, so keep an eye out for that review. I will tag Martin's original review in the description of this video, so you can check that out as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.